Have you ever wondered why you choose the vending machine snack over walking to the corner store? Or why you suddenly become a math genius when calculating tips at restaurants? The answer might shock you because there's an invisible force shaping every single purchase decision you make, and most people have absolutely no idea it exists. What I'm talking about is the hidden psychology of taxation, and by the end of this video, you'll never look at your daily spending the same way again. You'll discover how taxes are secretly manipulating your brain, costing you thousands of dollars annually, and why understanding this could be the key to finally taking control of your financial future. But first, let me ask you something. When was the last time you bought something online and felt genuinely surprised by the final price at checkout? That moment of sticker shock isn't an accident. It's carefully engineered, and understanding why will change everything about how you approach money. Think about your morning coffee run. You see that familiar price tag showing $3.50, and your brain quickly processes whether that's reasonable. But here's what's happening beneath the surface that most people miss entirely. Your decision-making process is being influenced by what behavioral economists call tax salience, and it's more powerful than you might imagine. Tax salience refers to how aware you are of taxes when making purchase decisions. When taxes are hidden or less obvious, you tend to spend more freely. When they're prominent and visible, you become more cautious with your money. This isn't just theory, this is backed by solid research that reveals something fascinating about human psychology. Studies have shown that when sales taxes are included in displayed prices, consumer spending drops by approximately 8%. Think about that for a moment. Simply showing the full price up front makes people spend significantly less money. This suggests that many of our daily purchases are influenced by incomplete price information, leading us to consistently overspend without realizing it. But the impact goes much deeper than just sales tax visibility. Consider how different types of taxes affect your behavior in ways you probably never noticed. Take gas prices, for example. Federal and state fuel taxes make up a substantial portion of what you pay at the pump. Yet most drivers have no idea how much of their fill-up cost is actually tax versus the actual fuel price. This hidden taxation creates what researchers call fiscal illusion. You experience the full cost of driving, but you don't mentally separate the tax portion from the product cost. As a result, you might make different transportation choices if you truly understood the tax component of your commuting expenses. The same principle applies to your housing decisions, though in reverse. Mortgage interest deductions and property tax considerations often make home ownership appear more attractive than renting, even when the raw numbers might suggest otherwise. Your brain processes the tax benefits as immediate savings, influencing major life decisions about where to live and how much to spend on housing. Here's where it gets really interesting. Taxes don't just affect what you buy, they fundamentally alter how you think about value and spending. When you're shopping in states with no sales tax, do you notice yourself being slightly more generous with purchases? That's not coincidence. That's your subconscious responding to the absence of additional charges at checkout. Restaurant tipping provides another perfect example of tax psychology in action. Many people calculate tips based on the pre-tax amount, but others include tax in their calculation. Neither approach is inherently right or wrong, but the choice reveals how taxes shape your mental accounting processes. You're making ethical and social decisions based partly on tax considerations without even realizing it. The digital economy has created entirely new dimensions of tax psychology that previous generations never had to navigate. When you're comparing prices for the same product across different online retailers, are you factoring in the varying sales tax rates? Most people aren't, which means they're not actually comparing true costs when making purchase decisions. Subscription services exploit this psychological blind spot brilliantly. They often advertise pre-tax prices prominently while burying tax information in fine print. Your initial price anchoring happens with the pre-tax amount, making the service seem more affordable than it actually is. By the time you see the full price, you've already mentally committed to the purchase. This extends to major financial decisions too. When evaluating job offers, do you instinctively think in terms of gross salary or net take-home pay? Most people focus on the gross number because it feels larger and more impressive. but your actual spending power depends entirely on the after-tax amount. This cognitive bias can lead to career decisions that don't actually improve your financial position as much as you initially thought. Investment decisions showcase another layer of tax psychology. The difference between tax-deferred and tax-free accounts like traditional versus Roth retirement plans involves complex psychological trade-offs between present and future tax obligations. Many people choose based on what feels better psychologically rather than what makes the most mathematical sense for their situation. Even your charitable giving reflects tax psychology at work. The timing of donations, the choice between cash and asset gifts, and decisions about bunching contributions in specific tax years all demonstrate how tax considerations influence your generosity and social impact decisions. But here's what makes this really powerful for your personal finances. Once you become aware of these hidden tax influences, you can start making more intentional choices. Instead of letting taxes unconsciously guide your decisions, you can use tax awareness as a tool for better financial planning. Start by practicing price transparency with yourself. When shopping, try mentally adding tax to displayed prices before deciding whether something is worth buying. This simple habit can significantly reduce impulse purchases and help you make more thoughtful spending decisions. For larger purchases, always compare total costs, including all taxes and fees, rather than just sticker prices. This is especially important for online purchases, travel bookings, and service contracts where additional charges can substantially change the true cost. Consider the timing of major purchases around tax implications. This doesn't mean letting taxes drive all your decisions, but being strategic about when you make large expenditures can save meaningful money over time. Most importantly, start thinking about your income and expenses in after-tax terms whenever possible. This gives you a much clearer picture of your actual financial position and spending power. Understanding tax psychology isn't about becoming obsessed with every small tax implication of your choices. Instead, it's about recognizing when taxes are influencing your decisions unconsciously and taking back control of those moments. The next time you're making any financial decision, ask yourself whether taxes are playing a hidden role in your thought process. Are you being influenced by incomplete price information? Are tax benefits making something seem more attractive than it really is? Are you comparing true costs or just advertised prices? These questions can transform your relationship with money because they help you see the full picture instead of just the parts that businesses and governments want you to focus on. This awareness doesn't just save money. It builds genuine financial confidence because your decisions become more intentional and informed. The invisible influence of taxes on your daily choices is everywhere once you know how to spot it. Now that you understand these psychological patterns, you have the power to make them work for you instead of against you. Your future financial self will thank you for paying attention to these hidden influences that shape so many aspects of your economic life.